Go ahead and call this meeting of the Cascade Locks Tourism Committee to order. 6 o'clock on Tuesday or Monday, December 1st. Go ahead and open up with a roll call. Heather Weaver, absent. Sarah Patrick.
Present.
Miranda Aldridge. She dropped off.
I'm doing it, but I also have numbers.
Norman Ford.
Present.
Sally Drew.
Present.
Heidi Hollowell.
Here.
All right, and Nate Jones is here. Amendments to the agenda. Janice, you had mentioned potentially moving our speakers this evening up so we can get them out of here. I imagine that would require a motion, but B, we want to put that at item 8 business. Yeah. Is this what he needs to mute on the? We're getting a lot of room. Okay. All right. Sounds like it might have been Sarah. That's okay.
Sounded like she was wrestling with something.
Yeah, hopefully she's okay.
Yeah.
Snake that broke into the house or something. Okay. Well, I think that's smart. Does anybody want to make a motion to move the items listed in new business before item 8 on the agenda?
I move that we proceed with item 9 before item 8 for this meeting.
Sounds good. We have a second.
I second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Sarah, you want to unmute for it passed, but it'd be nice to know if everybody was unanimous with that. We have to unmute her too.
She should be able to unmute herself.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and proceed with the ayes that we have. Sarah. Okay.
Off we go.
All right. Item 3, discussion or declaration of conflict of interest. Is there any conflict of interest this evening? Hearing none. We'll move on to item number 4, public comment. We have a member of the public here, but not for public comment, correct?
Support.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll welcome.
Thank
welcome to the
you.
meeting. Item 5.
You did receive 1 minute public comment.
Perfect.
You read it out loud?
You want me to? You want to read that out loud? Or you want me to read it?
Up to you.
I'll take it. Oh, it's in the packet. This is
Oh,
the letter.
yes.
Okay, I was wondering if this was in the packet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still wondering about that.
Okay, this comes to us from Mount Hood and Gorge, dated November 24, 2025. It's written to Cascade Lock City Council and Cascade Lock City Hall. Dear Cascade Lock City Council members, thank you for your careful consideration of tourism's role in Cascade Locks and the opportunity to provide comments. We are experienced Mount Hood and the Gorge, 7 regional destination management organizations, or RDMOs, in Oregon. A program funded through a portion of Travel Oregon State Transient Lodging Tax. Our organization is supported by the 5 destination management organizations, or DMOs, in the region. Together, we seek to use responsible visitor management to build awareness for the region as a multi-day, year-round travel destination that optimizes the benefits to our communities through tourism. We would like to encourage you to consider a professional staff tourism position or official DMO as the stewards of Cascade Lock's transient lodging tax in order to continue to grow economic benefits to the community from tourism responsibly and sustainably. The Mount Hood and Columbia River Gorge region sees over 4 million overnight visitors each year, with 499 million visitor spending in the region in 2024. Visitors flock to areas of natural beauty, and the community of Cascade Locks is a valuable asset in the region for the visitor economy. Cascade Locks would greatly benefit from a dedicated tourism representative to ensure that tourism is considered in community decisions. and that Cascade Locks is represented in Oregon's larger regional and state tourism ecosystem. Investing in DMO work doesn't only mean destination advertising, but includes strategic planning to spread out seasonal visitation, optimize spending once visitors reach your destination, and work towards long-term tourism and infrastructure development goals. Additionally, providing an official staff visitor center allows visitors access to informed and reliable tourism representatives who can provide information that encourages them to stay longer in the community, spend more, and enhances destination safety by ensuring that visitors are receiving up-to-date safety and recreational information. Oregon has a strong tourism industry network with layers of businesses and lodging properties, DMOs, RDMOs, and Travel Oregon all working together to optimize economic impacts in the state and in our communities. By not having a dedicated local tourism entity, Cascade Locks risks being left behind from important industry conversations, strategies, and media and funding opportunities. These opportunities often require capacity beyond what volunteers are able to offer due to the ongoing relationships and engagement needed, such as strategic planning, participation, or due to the quick turnaround required, such as for media opportunities. Having a dedicated tourism entity for Cascade Locks provide a clear point of contact for engagement that can steward an ongoing strategic vision for community development of tourism. As the RDO and the DMOs of the region, we respectfully encourage you to consider establishing a professional structure to steward Cascade Locks' transient lodging tax, making impactful investments to ensure the continued success of the local and visitor economy. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely. And then signed by Ithaca Jansen from she's the regional coordinator at Experience Mount Hood and Gorge. Lynn Cox, who is with Explore the Dalles. Katie Cadlow, who is with Visit Hood River. Marley Boxler, who is with Explore Troutdale. And Lizzie Keenan, who's with Mount Hood Territory, Clackamas County Office of Tourism. It's a mouthful. All right, that concludes public comment. We'll go ahead and move on to approval of minutes. Did everybody have a chance to review the minutes from our November 3rd and our November 17th meetings?
Yes.
Now you can take 2 minutes here to review. If everybody is okay with the minutes, we'll go ahead and take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Yes.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. You guys out there?
Anything from Norm and Sarah? I guess I gotta say aye too.
Aye.
Aye.
Mine keeps saying my host keeps muting me.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback from your phone. Yeah, it does it right now, Sarah, but there was a lot of like movement noise and some background noise.
I have everything off. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, you're okay now. You're sounding good now. Okay, minutes approved. On to item 6, which is the approval of financials. We'll start with the.
We need to approve the 17th.
I think we just took a motion to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We have them there. It's itemized 8.
Okay,
but
I got you.
I think I asked for a motion.
I need.
Okay.
Fine.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. Approval of financials. We can take this one out of back. So we have the 2025-2026 budget review.
That is this additional sheet.
Yeah, so it's not in the packet, it's next to your packet.
Okay.
Not a lot of actual, so this is through October, so not a lot of actual approved expenditures through the beginning of the fiscal year. One quarterly payment for administrative support services. The $6,308.50 was actually one purchase for marketing and swag materials for PCTDs, and then $500, I believe, was Columbia Gorge Alliance membership. So not a lot of activity.
You gotta spend more money.
You got some funds out there, yeah.
Sarah, Norm, do you guys have any comments?
No. Sarah, are you there, Sarah? Sarah?
Sally, Heidi, you guys have any thoughts?
No,
I think it looks pretty straightforward. I think
Yeah.
the biggest note for us is that we have more that we can do.
Yeah.
So I think in the time between now and getting somebody on board, whatever that looks like, to help us spend some of this money, I think bringing ideas to these conversations will be
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
I think like Heather's picnic table suggestion, I think was good use of dollars for beautification and for.
Oh, I do too.
So I mean, anything from like small scale to large scale, and especially now that we're in the season time frame, people are not sleeping. Okay, all right. Well, if we're all good, I can go ahead and take a motion on this.
Oh, my.
I move that we accept the 2025-2026 budget review. Is that how we should say it?
I think that sounds good.
Okay,
Let's add through October.
through October,
Yeah, just
through
for
October.
clarification.
Okay.
And this is unaudited, right?
Correct, yes.
I know.
So the unaudited budget review through October 2025. Want to rephrase that?
I gotta remember what you said. No, I move that we, the 2025-2026 budget review unedited, unaudited, be accepted at this time through October.
Take a second.
I second.
Okay. As you guys, I think, are on delay. I don't think you guys are gonna get any chances to make a motion or second tonight.
That's a good thing we came.
Yeah. It's not in the room. Okay, all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Thank you, everyone. Okay, bills, number 7. That's good. Oh, 6B. 2024, thank you for keeping me honest. 2024-2025 contract support and visitor center allocations. Working.
Yeah, so on the next page in your packet after the, I had provided a write-up of what's been allocated that we've received as museum over the last 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
This is just what our accounting records indicate, because we don't have access to the city's accounting records. So this is what we have received in disbursements over the course of the last several years. And there's nothing to it. It's just for the record and for your information so that you are all aware of what we've been doing.
Okay. And is there anything that you have to disperse?
We have an outstanding expense reimbursement for some postage and some mileage, but it's
Pretty standard.
pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah.
Questions from Norm or Sarah?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think we're in good shape. If somebody wants to make a motion to approve the 2024-2025 contract support and visitor center allocation.
I don't think.
I don't think there's really nothing to approve.
That's nothing to approve. Okay. Well, I approve. I think.
Okay, I need approved.
Okay. All right. Then we'll move on then. We'll move on to number 7, which is approval of bills. Okay. So we do next page, I assume.
You don't have any bills.
Bills.
The bills.
Oh, that's right. We're not spending any.
You're not spending money.
Okay. All right. We don't have anything to approve. Then we can move on to the amended number 9, which we've now placed in front of old business. So do we have Emily B. Martin from Willamette Week with us?
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thanks for letting me into your little world.
Well, what do you got for us?
So I was emailed by Janice. I'm not sure if Janice is in the room. Just to, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Hi, Janice. because maybe you guys are considering doing some advertising or some outreach to get some folks out into your area. And so she asked me to go over maybe who we are if you're not familiar with us, and some of the products that we offer. Do you are should I go over who Willamette Week is and
I think we all know you. I think
Yeah.
the pressure would be that.
Okay. Sorry, it is kind of hard. There's a lot of noise going on, so I was having a little hard time hearing you guys.
Sorry, Sarah, we might have to mute you again.
Okay. Well, I'll just go off and say, so Willamette Week, we are a Portland-based media company. We are independently owned, and we've been around since the 70s. A lot of people know us as their local newspaper for investigative journalism and arts and culture. But we've certainly grown throughout the decades. We are a major digital player in the region. As far as digital goes, let me back up. Newspaper. We have a newspaper that goes out every Wednesday that you can advertise in. We do 25,000 copies every Wednesday, and we average about a 95 to 97% pickup rate. Outside of that, we do 4 or 5 magazines a year. I will say those are very popular with tourism agencies, DMOs, like you were mentioning earlier. We work with a lot all around the state, and I can speak to that some more if you are curious about that. And then on the digital side of things, we have a lot of different avenues. So if you were to say, go on to wweek.com right now, you would see these giant billboards, like these must-see, can't scroll past until you start moving around advertisements. And those are our most popular advertisements on the site. We've got, I'm not going to get into the weeds on like rates and how we sell things and whatnot, but that is incredibly popular, particularly for event-based things. So if you have like a summer festival and you want to let people know, 2 weeks before that, that's a great option. We have 4 different newsletters. Our highest subscriber rate is getting close to 100,000 subscribers right now. On all 4 newsletters, we range on like a 40 to 50% open rate. So it's really strong. You could, sorry?
No, I think that's great. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So, and there's multiple ways you can utilize our newsletters. One really popular way to use them, especially for events, is what we call a takeover. So essentially, you buy the day to get in front of our audience, and you get to put a whole newsletter out. Nobody else is in it. And then, of course, just regular advertisements in the newsletters alongside our content on any given day. After that, I would say digitally, the most popular thing that tourism agencies do with us is sponsored content. And that is basically paying to have an article written about you. And we do it in collaboration with each other. So, about a 1,000-word story, maybe there's a specific direction you want to go in, talking about like winter activities and kind of like a walk through Cascade Locks during the winter, or maybe like I'm going to do with Visit Grants Pass in January, like a shopping in downtown Grants Pass. So there's a lot of different angles. Because you're paying for it, you essentially get to decide like what direction you want to go in. That package comes with about 3.5 weeks of digital promotion. So it's got built-in ads on our website, in newsletters, as well as social media. So those are top ones. I would say social media would also be a really good choice for you if you're looking to build your social media following, especially among young folks on Instagram. That would be really strong. But yeah, those are our main avenues. So newspaper, magazine, ads on the website, newsletter takeover and ads, sponsored content, social media.
Question for you on the editorial content. Once that range, you said it for a couple of weeks, it gets promoted, the story. Does the story come down off the website after that time period is done, or is it something that can live there forever?
Yeah, so we say we keep it up for a minimum of a year, but realistically, there's nobody going onto our site and like deleting articles necessarily. So it could be up there for quite a few years.
Okay.
And it would build really good SEO for you as well. So
I was gonna say, I don't think anybody here is working SEO, so that might be the top story. People Google Cascade Locks.
yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of different angles. Let me think. So like Rockaway Beach always does one every winter. It's usually like a as if you were driving through Rockaway Beach, some things to hit. And there's usually a theme. I think hers was around kind of darkness because it's winter and it's dark at the coast, but like here are some cozy spots to check out, even at 4:30 when it gets dark out. So, she gets creative that way. As I mentioned, Visit Grants Pass wants to do like a shop local kind of theme. Um, we work, like I said, we work a lot with travel agencies. We work with Oregon's Mount Hood Territory, um, Travel Southern Oregon, Travel Medford, a lot of folks. And then depending on who you're interested in hitting, like not hitting, who you're interested in seeing your articles or seeing your advertisements, if you go paper, newspaper or magazine, they are all going to be physical, your advertisements. So that's going to be Portland Metro only. And then if you are going to do digital, depending on the outlet, Multnomah County is obviously our number one, but then right after that is Washington County. Number three is, I believe, Vancouver, Clark County, then Salem, Marion Metro, and then King County, Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wow. King County.
That's a pretty good spread. Yeah.
Yeah, we do, definitely. Sorry, cats and dogs have just entered the room.
Yeah, shiny thing.
Sure you understand. Yeah, no, we have a pretty large reach. Let's see, digital wise, if I were to rattle off a number, probably close to about 2 million unique users per month on the website.
Per month. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
You see the cat? Yeah. Come on, get out.
Emily,
Yeah,
I have a question.
please.
We originally wanted to reach you over the recreation insert that you have coming up, I believe in the spring, insert into the magazine.
Where did you see that?
We were given a presentation for that. It's an insert that goes inside of Willamette Week for
Okay.
recreation. I've seen it in the past. In fact, you highlighted Cascade Locks years ago. You familiar with that?
Do you know who did this presentation?
So, actually, Janice did.
I sent an email solicitation, then we provided them a bunch of packets of media kits. It would have been back in probably October.
Okay.
It was, and it was, I don't recall it being exactly a recreation insert, but it was one of the media opportunities that we got an email solicitation for, and I did not
Yes.
give a presentation about it.
I think what might come to mind for me is maybe so we can do an insert anytime is the quick and fast answer to that. It's a custom item that we would work on together and have our printer print and then insert into all the
Well,
paper.
this was not an individual insert. This was an insert that you folks do in the magazine, in
So
your publication.
Norm, are you thinking about their special issues weekly print? It would be in the
Yeah,
pack.
could have been a special issue also.
Yeah, let me keep talking out loud for you. So maybe
Sure.
with the sponsored content, that digital package I was talking about where we write a story based on like the direction you want to go in, we can also print that. And often it is additional cost because it's like outside the scope of the digital project we start with. But yeah, like a Mount Hood or Oregon's Mount Hood Territory, or I even think the Dalles has printed their story inside of a magazine before. And it wasn't technically an insert, it was like the actual pages. And there's strategic ways to do that, so you could do it thematically. Like, let's say you really want to put it into our summer magazine. I think that would be really smart. Or we do have a special issue in the paper in April called Day Tripping, which, editorial changes their mind 10,000 ways from Sunday, but essentially it's going to be about taking a day trip outside of Portland, but I could never tell you which towns or regions they'd be talking about.
I think that might have been it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, April, it's called Day Tripping, and it's a
Yes.
newspaper.
Yes, that rings a bell now.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a couple ways we can go about it. We keep editorial and advertising very separate because we are and investigative reporters just by the nature of it, and we don't mix the money and what we expose, but we don't gatekeep. So I can 100% give you editorials, emails, and you guys can pitch, hey, can consider Cascade Locks as part of your editorial pieces for day tripping, and here are the reasons why. Like, you guys can send press releases whenever you want. And then I'm on the advertising side where it's like, well, we don't want to bank on the fact that they may or may not choose to write about Cascade Locks. So let's go ahead and use our marketing budget to pay for an article to be written digitally and then printed as well. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? If you've had a chance to look through the media kit, did anything else pique anybody's interest or have questions on?
So there is a media kit provided?
I can send it to you guys in the chat right now if you'd like. I don't know if that'll take up too much of your time, but I can send it to you and you can look at it.
It's deep in the packet, Norm. It's towards the
Okay,
end.
I can grab it from the packet then. Thanks,
Sure,
Emily.
yeah. And I mean, and the media kit most likely doesn't have pricing on it. So Janice, I can send you, we have a whole pricing sheet too, and I can reiterate some of the information, you know, like talking about sponsored content, show you some examples, some links to some stories that we've written for other travel organizations like yours, as well as pricing, just so you can get a general idea on what things cost.
Quick question for you, Emily. Do we get any kind of reporting associated with this? So like if we ran digital, would you guys give us a comprehensive report of number of page visitors and links clicked?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. It's just something you can request from me. We don't do it for everyone because we're a really small team, but if you're like, hey, if we did a whole campaign or even just one item, you'd be like, hey, Emily, make sure to send me a report, 1000%. Generally, they're always going to show impressions. So let's say it's a newsletter takeover, and let's say it's in our 100,000 subscriber list. Impression would be, you know, who actually saw it, who physically opened the email. So maybe, you know, it's 45,000 or 55,000 impressions, and then it'll break down from there. Well, how many people like clicked the links or clicked your ads, and then give you a conversion rate as well.
Great. You have you said you had an average open rate of around 40+%. Do you have a CTR for your newsletters?
Not like an average off the top of our head that we have, but
Probably based on how cool the story is.
But yeah, we would certainly provide that for you. Yep. That would be part of the report. The really cool thing too, about those, we have this interesting software connected to those ads that are on the website. Those ones where I was describing, they're the big billboards on the website. Those actually, when we run a report, you can actually see where people were clicking from. That's just a unique facet to this particular platform that we use on our website. So you can see how many people were clicking in Portland, how many were clicking in Seattle, randomly in Texas. You know, you can see all of that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to see the price sheet.
Okay.
But I like what I'm seeing in the media kit.
Great. All right. Would you like me to just send everything to Janice since I have her email, or do you want to provide email as well?
You can get that to us.
No.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll send a recap of the particular items that I discussed, and then lots of attachments so you can kind of see what those billboard ads look like, read some sponsored content. And if I can, I'll try and match up, if I can, like this ad that I'm sharing with you right now received, you know, 340 clicks or whatever it might be, just to give you like an idea.
Anybody else have any questions for Emily?
This is cool.
Sarah? Norm?
No, sir. Thank you, Emily.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you for considering Willamette Week, and I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you guys.
You do
Sorry.
have you have a great reputation, by the way.
Thank you. I really love where I work. I've been here getting close to 2 years now, and it's a really great group of people. They're special. They're inspiring. I like them a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I like the publication.
I like the publication, I love it, I miss it out here.
Oh. Well, it's a pretty nominal amount. If you like paying for newspapers, we will ship it to you.
Okay. I mean,
But-
yeah, I just subscribe to the
And what I
Mercury.
could too, if you'd like, I can send you some of our magazines over this past year. I can send that in the post if you'd like to see them in person.
Please
That would
do.
be-
Yeah. Okay. What's a good address to send that to?
PO Box 308,
Uh-huh.
Cascade Box, Oregon 97014.
97014. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm in the office tomorrow. I'll put together a little stack of goodies for you guys to take a look through.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sarah,
you're-
before we cut Emily loose, you got anything you wanted to add to? We just unmuted you.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Awesome. Yeah. Promising. Do we have Betsy Hand?
I don't see Betsy online.
We've talked to her previously.
We have, it's been a long time since she's attended a meeting, but I had emailed her last week and she said she wanted to present at this meeting, but I haven't heard from her since before, basically, so that might be.
All right, it is that time of year. Okay, well, but I think we can proceed then, if she's not here, to old business. We want to move, too late for an amendment. Is Emily Goodwin Martin here?
I don't see that she's made it online either.
Okay. Okay, well then we'll just go in order. She shows up, she shows up. So old business discussion, request for proposal for tourism support. Before we get into this, I think Norm had mentioned that he had information he wanted to share with the group for the discussion.
Yes, thank you. Actually, I would like to make a motion to hire on a temporary contract from January 5th to April 5th, Amber Nelson, to assist us with tourism support.
I'm not sure who is Amber Nelson.
Amber Nelson, you met her. She used to assist Janice.
Oh,
Her last name is Colby.
solving. I don't know the way to do that.
I think we all need to,
Yeah, I like that
No.
discussion before we make a,
or even
yeah,
meet her.
yeah, because the new members didn't met.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. Do you know who she is? Okay. But I don't get out. But, yeah, I mean, I know we need somebody. I'm not saying that that's not something we need to discuss, but, and I trust Norm, but I don't know that.
My understanding, Jordan, is that while the RFP is in motion, you will be our liaison for that.
Correct.
Yes.
Actually, I talked to the mayor about this and she thought it was a great idea because of the fact that we don't want to overburden city staff. They're 3 years behind, in audits with the state. They're up to their eyeballs and we need help. I've been on committees before and this committee is not prepared to do the minutes or any of those things. Amber has done them in the past. According to what I've heard, she did a great job and she's a local. And I think that's advantageous to us. And we also, as Janice leaves, need to have things handed over. Email addresses, hard drive, contact information, all of that. That is a lot of work, just that aspect of it right there. Plus, we're going to be inundated with people wanting to market to us. all of the contact information that Janice is involved in needs to be continued on. And the committee has made it perfectly clear that nobody has enough time to do all of that.
So
Yeah,
what are
yeah,
the
I-
dates?
Qualified for that position also.
You've worked with her. You've worked
again?
with her, Nora, haven't you?
What's that?
I said you've worked with Amber, correct?
Yes, I think Amber would be a definitely good fill-in until we do actually present an RFP as a temp hire. I think she could do the position for us.
I don't even know how to proceed because we don't have any form of what a contract was. I like Amber too, she's great, but there's no proposed contract. There's no.
From what my understanding was,
I haven't heard from the mayor or city council. Nobody's talked to me about what these interests are. Maybe that's a great idea, but we have not been briefed as a committee on what. I just think this is very premature.
let's bring it to council then. Council makes the ultimate decision. Let's bring it to council and let them decide.
Sure.
But
You have a motion on the floor, but no second at this point.
what's the motion? Was that a motion?
Norm said that he made a motion to.
Okay, what were the dates again? January?
Norm, can you repeat your motion?
January 5th to April 5th.
Okay,
And it would be under the terms of the same RFP. It's a temporary contract for 3 months, basically.
okay.
I'm confused. Even if we vote, is that would be up to.
It would be us making the recommendation. We can't approve anything as a committee. Not for staffing, not.
Yeah, so if I'm following Norm correctly, it'd essentially be the exact same contract in place with the Friends of the Gorge Museum. Same work, same pay, same everything. It would just be transferring over to this individual person.
For a few months.
For the 4 months, yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, we do need somebody, and as much as I don't like Jordan either, but it does put another hat on his hat rack, and he has plenty to do besides be here with us. Not that he doesn't love us, I'm sure, but it just seems like it wouldn't be a bad situation to have. At least Amber knows. I mean, I don't know her personally, and I might, once I see her, go, "Oh, that's you," but I don't recall her. And but she knows she's helped Janice, so it kind of goes hand in hand that if we're going to do it, have a transition person at least at this point until we, I guess, advertise or put the word out that we're looking for this, and then she could what's the word I'm looking for?
Carry on.
She
Just
could step up and say, "Hey, I'd like to do this job full, regular," but she would be an obvious person to fill the gap.
Well, obviously she could apply to the RFP, right?
That's the word, apply. She could then apply at that time. Sorry, I work sometimes.
My concern with this is there are procurement policies we have to follow as a city and as a state. We can do emergency procurements, but I highly doubt this would qualify as an emergency procurement.
To give it.
I think it qualifies as emergency procurement.
What's that, Norm?
I said, I think it qualifies as that.
I would have to run this by the attorney, but knowing him and all the experience I've had, I don't think.
I just think it feels short-sighted for us to have said, no, kill the current contract, and now say, all of a sudden it's an emergency and we have to fill this position. I mean, I agree, we need something in place to support this committee. but we haven't discussed, we haven't had any kind of discussion about it.
This is, yeah,
If the intention is to set up an individual to be, I guess, an extended trial period, then go out to an RFP, I think that's a conflict of interest in some ways. I don't know, it just gets me a little uncomfortable, and to be honest, I don't necessarily appreciate that it started with a motion as opposed to a conversation.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but I tried to do this a week ago and I felt like I was being ignored. I talked to Heather about this.
You emailed me about it last night.
Yeah, because then I found out you were running the meeting.
What? You didn't say that this is what this was. You said that you wanted to pass on information from city council.
Yes, I have been talking to the mayor and council members about this. They think it's a great idea.
I have
Again, not to burden city staff. That's the goal here.
I think that the city council then needs to present it to us.
I would be comfortable personally if we want to say we propose a temporary position.
Exactly.
Not to exceed April. Like I said, I like him. I don't feel comfortable saying she's just the person that we're nominating for the commission, for the committee.
I can understand that. We're talking about a temporary position. I agree with you.
So, does anybody want to make a motion on that? And again, this is a proposal to council.
To council.
From the committee.
Yeah.
Yes, I make a motion to bring it to council, definitely.
Okay, second?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone talk to Andrew about this?
Yeah, has anybody talked to Amber?
I'm
assuming Norm has.
Yeah.
No, I haven't talked to Amber. They're on vacation in Mexico now.
Well, then how do we know that she would even want to do this?
We talked to her about it, is how we know that she would do this. We asked her.
So you have talked to her?
In the past,
Oh.
not this.
Oh, okay. Just, it's a good question.
Okay.
I mean, she may, yeah.
So we have essentially made a proposal to let council know we are interested in extending a position. We're establishing a temporary position from January through April. And that's it.
That's it at this point.
Okay. Jordan, how can we relay that to council in a way that makes sense? And understanding as a group that it does not mean anything will or will not happen.
Yeah, the first thing is make sure this passes procurement procedures. And I'll talk to the attorney about that this week. Council's not meeting. They have one tentatively scheduled actually for the 15th of this month. I can bring it to them, but then it won't come back to this council until
January.
the 5th.
Yeah.
But then we'll actually have to hire somebody. I mean, the time frame looking and getting somebody hired in February at this point.
Well, because typically, can you walk us through, I know you did it before, but if we have the RFP ready and loaded to go in January, if we take the month of December to establish what we want, get it posted, when are we realistically looking at a date to review those proposals?
Let's see here. So you guys, January 5th, let's say you propose and approve an RFP. It'll go in front of council that next meeting on Monday, the 12th, whatever the day is. Assuming council approves it, it will go out for publication sometime in January, out for 2 weeks. What's that?
Oh, no, I'm just.
Yeah, we'll see when we get for those 2 weeks. We'll come back before this council in February, or this committee in February. You make your recommendation. We're looking at an actual selection date from council, first meeting
Now,
at the early.
and my understanding too is that once you have proposals and you reviewed them and rated them, ranked them, whatever, then you do, if you have multiple candidates you want to talk to, you would do a formal interview with that.
Then however the committee wants to proceed.
And would we be involved in that process?
Yes, oh yes, no, this is your guys' decision.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be involved. I would be the logistics person. The actual review and rating would be up to the committee.
And then it would still have to go back to city council.
Yes,
Okay, because they have the final say.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're looking at March.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably looking at a March start date.
Yeah.
At the
That's what,
earliest.
that's what you originally said, Jordan, March.
All right. Well, then can we establish then for that January meeting, can we make the primary agenda item reviewing any proposed RFP and making suggested revisions for it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and that's what this actual action or this agenda item is the majority of your packet is drafts of RFPs, our past two, plus some other cities. Not expecting this committee to make a final decision tonight, but I mean, I guess the structure of it, I mean, this was kind of thrown in your all's lap here from the council. And you could structure this a million different ways. And how much level of involvement this committee actually wants, from just policy and advising to a working board and everything in between. So I don't know what the committee's goal was with tonight, but I want to at least get these in, we want to get these in front of you all to at least look.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe there might just be some holiday homework.
Yeah.
That you all email me, kind of your favorite bits and bobs from each of the RFPs, and I can build one for a draft on the 5th.
I like that.
Instead of us sitting here talking about an RFP for the next hour and a half and making zero progress.
I think to insert into the present RFP, Jordan, is probably a good idea. You've got that as a Word document, right? And we just insert what we want to change or add to the present RFP.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Now, are we going to vote on going to council over that? It will be done, right? With that recommendation? Or,
yes. The goal is to have a RFP voted on by this committee on January 5th.
No, I'm talking
about
a temporary person. We need that.
That will be up to council, and I will put that in front of them if the mayor wants to move forward with it on the 15th.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody? Let's move on to the review of the RFP from 2019 and 2023. We looked at it. I have unfortunately a mess in my packet.
I think this. Go ahead.
We're going to look at the RFP, not the actual contract, correct? The RFP part of
we're just looking at the RFP right now.
Good.
So we're just trying to figure out the services that we would expect from this solution.
Yeah, and I think a part of that also goes to what level of involvement this committee expects of itself. Again, is this an advisory or policy board? Is it a working board? I mean, how do you guys want to proceed? It's hard to build an RFP. It sounds like everybody's willing to put in some work, but to what extent, I guess?
This is a philosophical conversation we had a few meetings ago, and were you guys for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some folks come in from one of the other travel organizations to talk to us about what that could look like. Our main takeaway from that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that we wanted to have, as a city, we wanted to still have some sort of authority and say in the direction and vision of the city's tourism, projects and deliverables, but we didn't necessarily felt like we had the bandwidth to do it all ourselves.
Yeah.
So in the time since that meeting, I sort of strayed towards the idea of being an advisory committee. I don't know if anybody else had any other thoughts on it. I mean, my job has been in marketing. I don't have time to leave marketing. So I would love to be able to sit down with a professional tourism person that lays out options and basically discuss those options.
Well, actually, if you've been watching council meetings lately, I think where council is leaning is an old school committee like we had in the old days. These guys have talked to Donna Moore. It was a highly successful committee. It doesn't mean that everybody on the committee was working nonstop. It means they were participating. We went to events, that sort of thing, carrying on probably to a greater degree than this committee's been doing the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say that I think if we wanted to have committee members involved in multiple events per month, I don't know that I would have the bandwidth for that.
I think the broader conversation though is this a committee that wants to do events or is it an actual tourism? 'Cause those are two very different things. There's planning events for community members and then there's tours.
Yeah, and
And strategic long-term tourism plan.
and in all honesty, with the baby being born with Main Street Cascade Locks, I think that now is the time to maybe really dive into that discussion about this not just being an events committee, but finding ways to people coming here to spend their money that would then be reinvested into these redevelopment ideas that we have.
Well, we're a marketing committee. That's what we're designated to do, to market Cascade Locks, correct? That's what our fund entails. We market Cascade Locks to bring people here from a 50-mile or beyond radius. It's always been the concept of this committee. It never changed. Events are just added on. I'm talking about PCT days and showing up at PCT days to run the booth, those sorts of things. It's not tons of time. It's just being involved committee.
Yeah, I ran around a PCT booth this year. I'll pack up, I'll load out, stay all day on that Saturday because I didn't do it the year before. So
Good.
it's something that we have to finalize. But I guess I'd love to hear. It's a lot of me and Norm right now. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I think me and Norm are the marketing guys on this committee.
Yeah.
I know you got something brewing in there.
Oh, no, I mean, as far as time goes, like I said last time, I don't have a contract. I have a job and I can't take days out from, and I heard my mom, and I mean, so, yeah. That you'd be one less person helping those kinds of things probably.
I think, yes, in Norm's side, I think there's a lot of people here that are invested
Yeah, for
in
sure.
doing those things. So I don't know that recruitment would necessarily be an issue. Retention has been an issue with this committee. But I think recruitment would not necessarily be one of those, just because I know people are invested in beautifying Cascade Lock and a destination in the gorge. So I think in that vein, there are people that are invested in that too. And even if it was like you and me couldn't do this anymore because that's what the committee became, I know that people would come in that.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Well, I still
do budget
feel,
committee or something.
I still feel like we're an advisory board because we as locals and from different parts of town and different avenues of what our little wonderful town is, we're bringing ideas in and then it still has to go to city council. So us, reality, we are an advisory board. And if we do an event, that's just a little icing on that cake. But to me, that's where we're at. I mean, that's why we're here, is to help advise how this goes and present that, because city council doesn't necessarily have time to take that chunk of the pie and work on that themselves. So we're the committee that presents to them, and then they're the final say.
Well, and even if it was just the committee that came up with everything and we voted on it, like, I mean, that's fine, but I want somebody to present something and I say, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's what the support person has always done, folks. You can call it advisory, whatever you want. We still are tasked with marketing Cascade Locks. That's our number one goal. Council has never, ever, in my time of being in Cascade Locks, questioned spending for marketing. Ever. So I don't think that's an issue. I think we're just in a philosophical debate here. It's the same as you guys going over and doing your little Christmas tree get together. It's that same kind of thing. Events will come along. Perhaps I won't be at that event. I have things going on. So you get people in the committee that are willing to volunteer to reach out and participate.
I think that one's just Heather. I'm out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
Good. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Sarah? Okay, I heard from Sarah.
I
Sarah?
feel like we're beating our heads against the wall. It's like a never ending.
I agree.
I just don't know. I'm just listening.
I think to sum it up is if we all sit down and do holiday homework and go through the RFP and however we feel about it, send our suggestions or advice or how we feel about the different parts of that, if it's something we don't like or we want to expand on, get that information to Jordan. He can enter into the present or delete or, show what we're looking at, and then at the next meeting, we've got something we can actually see and read and have in front of us. If you've got something you feel that should be put in there, then that's what we're looking for. We're gonna how to do it, correct?
I agree. I guess what I would suggest, Janice, you put together the budgets a while ago that were it was like every option, all three options. Went with the staff person if we continue the contract with the museum, or if we went with the DHMO. Jordan, I don't want to put a ton of work, but it would be cool to have just the two options of like, now that the museum is not going to go for a contract, it would be nice to just have what does it look like with DHMO? What does the RFP look like there? And what does it look like if it's just a staff person and we continue with the framework that we have now? I think that would be helpful. And we can continue to send our ideas to Jordan.
Send our ideas to Jordan and he can plug them in.
And we'd have two RFPs to review in January.
Yeah. And then we've got a hard copy in front of us and we can take it from there.
If I could interject, this might be a time, Mackenzie is here from Orla,
Okay.
and Norm had requested that she attend a meeting. If you guys have questions about tourism more broadly, you have the resource in the room that hasn't been used yet, so.
Well, can I just say something? I've done my homework and I have a list here of things I'd like to add or subtract from the RFP. So are we going to do that tonight?
Send them to Jordan.
I'm okay discussing it tonight.
Yeah.
That's what this is for. But I will say ultimately, I do like the idea of us doing more research, reviewing in depth the additional RFPs that were given to us, and then meeting in January to discuss those two options.
Having a coherent draft to review.
I think that would be great, but I do think, Norm's got a background in this, so I do want to hear Norm out and some of the things he's picked out of this RFP.
All I'm saying, folks, is I've already done my homework. You can do yours later. That's fine with me.
What do you got?
I thought we were going to do this tonight so that Jordan could get back to us with some sort of amendments. We approve that and we're ready to go in January with the RFP.
Well, we don't even have consensus on what we want the committee to look like.
We haven't even decided on that.
So
I missed that. What did you say?
I said we don't have consensus on what we want the committee to look like. I think we've heard you have a preference on doing things the way they've always been done. I think we've heard some voices suggest that a new way might be beneficial overall in terms of.
What's the new way? I miss. What is the new way, folks? I missed that.
That would be contracting out with the DHMO and us moving into an advice.
No way. I believe council's told us that they want us to hire a support person.
Okay. Norm, let's go through the notes you have from the RFP.
Okay. I think the term of the contract should be 2 years. I think it needs to include the flash report. The flash report was a huge thing for local business. The flash report used to go on our social media, And the flash report basically is telling us what events are going on for the entire month. It was extremely valuable. It's been dropped for some reason.
I agree. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the website work should be dropped because I think we need a new website. And that website's been a mess for 10 years. Back in the day, the IT person for the city used to do changes on that. And I don't see, I mean, Janice has been in there, Harry Traeger was in there, and all the reports I've got is it's a mess. That thing's like 15 years out of date. And I think we should go out separate from this and get somebody that's qualified to do a new website. Everything. So I don't think that really should be part of the RFP. I think the support person should help that person. And I think that support person should be able to go in there and make monthly changes if they need to. And I think Janice would be the first one to tell you it's tough to go in there. Harry Traeger builds websites, and he'd come back to committee and say that thing is such a mess, it's unbelievable.
What is that platform?
WordPress.
It's on WordPress. Okay. WordPress should be pretty easy.
It's on old WordPress.
I think also delivery. Oh, somebody's talking. Sorry.
Sorry, Norm. We're having a conversation. We're having a sidebar about the website. I just found out it's on WordPress. I mean, potentially that could just be a matter of hiring somebody to create a template.
Exactly.
And manage the page that we have. I don't think it would need a hire rework. We're not on a platform.
Exactly. It should be down and dirty, cheap. It should be a simpler website, more accessible, and more in tune with the present. You know, that thing again. I think it was done by Peter, a guy they hired back in the Donna Moore era, and they were not satisfied with it then. And if you go in there, it really is. I mean, it's horrible. It really is. Every business in town complains about it. You know, like we need to update it. I don't think that's a difficult situation. I don't think it's really that spendy. Next on my list is delivery and distribution of brochures. There's a clause in the present RFP that talks about paying for that and paying mileage. I think to get distribution and brochures and Cascade Locks is vital. Businesses need to have them. Businesses need to be able to hand them out. We need to make sure that tourists that come here know where they're going, and especially knowing about local business. I think also the compensation should go up in that package to $30 an hour. $25 an hour is 20 years behind. Let's see. And also it talks about reporting to you, Jordan. I think that really we're supposed to report to city council, correct?
Well, city council always only has an employee. It's the city administrator.
Obviously, yeah.
The committee reports to the council, but in terms of administrative work, this position would work with the city administrator to make sure stuff gets done. I mean,
Okay.
Posting agendas on the site, ordering whatever needs to be ordered.
Right.
There's kind of two separate paths, the policy side of committee to council and then the administrative side.
Sorry, and I misspoke. The city attorney usually reports to the city council as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything you said.
In the actual contract, it doesn't state 20 hours per week, but it does state 20 hours in the RFP. And 20 hours has always been sufficient to do this job in the past, especially if you pull the website work out of it.
We want to keep the website work in, right? Is that what you were saying? This person should be responsible.
Yes, but not somebody. What I'm saying is I don't think that person should be responsible for building a new website.
Can I ask a question, Norm?
Sure.
So it's actually for Jordan. Jordan, or Janice, would it be appropriate use of TLT funds to put together an RFP to have someone redesign the website? Could that be considered a tool of tourism?
Yes.
We've done it before.
We've got our next budget.
Yeah.
Actually, what we did as a committee is we hired Harry Traeger to do it. He was on committee. Harry was going and volunteering to go in and fix that website. And then we decided that we would hire him to do it. And
Yeah, I don't think it'd be hard to get somebody who is a website person to come in and refresh the website, modernize it. We'll probably end up paying, I think what will end up happening is like if you want a good responsive website, you're gonna end up paying for plugins on WordPress. But I think that can just be something like an annual reoccurrence cost in our budget. So I think it's possible.
I think you're right, Nate, in the fact that if it is WordPress, that's not really difficult. You know, that's not an extensive rebuild. And who knows, maybe we can actually use the city IT person to help us out with this. We used to rely on that person, and Jordan knows. And I think that Jordan changed it. We had a guy that was doing IT that was just, he wasn't doing his job, basically. I think we have a new person now, correct?
Do
We
we?
have an IT company, RadComp, that does our IT.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't do websites, right? They're just there for
I'm sure they will fix enough, but I don't think it's worth it.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. I think with something like WordPress, you can just have somebody come in on contract and it's not super expensive. Create a new template, migrate files over.
Exactly. So that's all the notes I have. If Jordan, you want me to put these in an email to you, I'd be happy to do that.
That'd be great. What did you want out of the RFP?
Out of the RFP? No, I think that RFP is very similar to what was it, 2019? The previous RFP? I think it's fine. I think we just need to amend it. That'll save you a lot of work too, Jordan.
So I think I changed my mind. I think for January meeting, you'd like to add just one other additional item to talk about the city website.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Well met, Norm.
I did my homework.
Here's your homework.
And you get to leave town, Nate.
Just this week. I'm not going anywhere over the holidays. You're out.
Nate, can I ask you a question? It has nothing to do with this.
Maybe.
You're a marketing guy. What do you actually do?
I'm the public information officer for the city of Gresham.
I did not know that.
So I worked in municipal communications for 10 years. Before that, I did 9 years in the Army as a public affairs specialist.
Fascinating.
Broadcast journalism. That's journalism.
I still think they have the best chamber of commerce in the whole region. It's an amazing chamber of commerce. Gresham?
Oh yeah, they did a good job. Our business development folks, our academic folks are pretty good. Okay.
So I have a question for this committee. One of the goals for this committee and for whoever this person or company is increase transient room taxes or increase lodging and just general advertising. So developing the advertising strategy, whose job is that? Is
the committee.
What's that?
The committee.
So you want the committee to come up with what to advertise, not this person.
Well, this person presents it to us the same way Janice is doing right now.
Then they're coming up with the ideas, not us.
No, they're responding to solicitations from marketing people, Sally.
Okay, I see that. I think what Jordan's asking is this person responsible to come up with new ideas, or they're just gathering up the information that's being sent to them and then presenting to us?
I think both.
I
Why
think
not?
there should be a research where they're looking into things, not just like bringing people in, but I mean, I don't want to
Media.
make them this person,
Yeah.
but like, if you want somebody to be thinking about things that we can do during the off season.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, data analysis. Do we connect to Timberline or Mount Hood Meadows? Will that bring us people? I mean, what are those options, or is it just this committee brainstorming? I mean, outside of these actual meetings, how much work does this position do? That's what I'm not clear on. I mean, you can update a flash report that takes 15 minutes.
It does not.
Okay.
Talking about all of the businesses and getting them to get you an answer about when their things aren't getting, no way.
And then handing them out, spending the day walking around town and getting stuff out to everybody.
Fair enough.
That's what this committee approved moving over to an online calendar.
Yeah. But it really is nice. When you see, in a business. You look forward to the flash report and you get it in hand and you see it and you hang it and everybody, I mean, it's right there. You don't have to go in and look anywhere. It's right there in front of you, hanging wherever, you know, the business post stuff. Right by the cash register or right by, and people,
Well, I
tourists
don't
walking.
Yeah, I get it in our.
They just give it our, you're right, we just get them in our mailboxes, so everybody had one to hang on the refrigerator and you knew what was going on in town.
You're
So,
right, Sally. It used to go on our Facebook page, and it used to be a printout. It was
Yeah.
handed out to business, and I think that was great.
yeah, but that's, I mean, that's another component of, I mean, I'm all for social media. You know, I sometimes just feel like such an old lady because I like hard copy.
If I didn't have the job I have, I wouldn't have to.
Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about social media, and if Marlene Boxler was here, I talked to her a few weeks ago. Her greatest fuel for her events is social media, Facebook, Instagram, and hashtags.
And I believe it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But I
Jason,
do know that it's handy to have something right in front of you.
Jason, Jason from PCT Days, I talked to him about his marketing plan this year.
He's the
And
same way.
he said the thing that was the main drive for PCT Days was social media.
Social
And he's
media.
going to up it this year. But you have to do an original post. I told you, Sally, to look at Bonneville Hot Springs. I've seen
Oh,
you.
no, I agree with you. I totally agree.
Amazing.
We've been doing more social media just for the Eagles Lodge.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what it's bringing in.
Well,
Yeah.
Bonneville
Yeah.
Hot Springs is bringing in 400 or 500 likes on a post because
Yeah.
they're not sharing posts; they're creating a post
Right.
with photos, and then they're hitting Instagram also. They're
I
using
agree.
hashtags. I think social media is
So
amazing.
look for the future, Norm.
Could this position
What's
be
that?
in charge of running social media
Yes.
for the city?
Yeah, that would be great
Well, for tourists.
for
For
tourists.
the city is a whole difference.
Yeah. So this person would touch like council meeting tonight, sir.
Correct.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh, sorry.
Well, my dream version is, but that would also involve hiring a full-time staff.
Got it.
That's a whole different discussion. So, okay, I think I have Norm's notes. He's gonna email it to me.
I'll email you some stuff too.
Yeah, and then I think I can develop a workable draft for next month.
And I would encourage everybody to email Jordan. Don't email each other, because I think that violates some sort of human code, right? Especially since it's work related, it's conference related.
Yeah.
So we can all be CC'd on an agenda email, but we shouldn't be talking business on.
Exactly.
So can someone clarify for me what we're kind of arguing about? We all want an RFP, but
Well,
it sounds like Norm and Sarah maybe want an RFP that does less
Got
and
some
the committee
new
does
stuff.
more.
yeah, but I think we agreed, and actually, we probably need to make motions for we're directing staff. But I think what we've discussed is asking Jordan to create two versions of an RFP. One that would position this committee in an advisory role. Again, not voting to say that that's doing.
Right.
And then the other RFP would be to keep us in a working committee role with a staff person.
Yeah, I mean, it's really how much work as a volunteer committee member do you want?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of the bigger question. That's how much you really do.
Okay.
And can you, sorry, can you both tell me, so if we had this discussion on January 5th, Davis?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay. Does it make sense to invite the mayor or somebody from council, or do we not want them mingling conversation?
That's I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but again, they'd just be one of 7.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he would be there, like, speaking on behalf of council, but it would just be nice to get somebody from their, like, thoughts on record to, like, hey, this is what our elected officials are asking from this committee, essentially.
I believe it's commonplace with other committees, and I think Mary Ann Pump, if you watch council, actually volunteered to do it.
To be the liaison?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of committees do have.
A lot of cities do that, but Cascade Locks has not.
And the only committee that they're all on is budget, right?
Right.
I missed every single budget meeting this year. I mean the first one, and then I was not available.
And are we only allowed to have a meeting a month, and does it have to be all of us?
We can do special meetings. I mean, we saw us in action in October and November, right? I got like 4 meetings.
Yeah.
It was more than we've met all year. So we could theoretically do another working session, and we did that before with something else, right?
You've done work sessions before, that's where you don't do any action items and don't vote on anything, but you have time to discuss in the public record, which would be totally appropriate for developing an RFP.
Are you guys planning for something in December? I think if we do that, again, it should be a motion, but we probably have to do a doable. I don't think it's something we can confirm here with me not really knowing my calendar, my wife thinks my calendar, and then there's not. So.
I mean, I'm just like in general because of everything going on, and if we're going to be mostly us as a committee, I was just wondering how often are we allowed to?
As long as
Because it would be a lot more than I feel like.
As long as you give 24-hour notice, you can meet whenever.
Okay.
You can meet every day, as long as 24-hour notice before that meeting.
Okay.
Are you saying you want to have a working session to talk about
First
that?
would be enough to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would either.
Okay. So does somebody want to make a motion for us to hold another meeting in December, date to be determined?
I make a motion to determine a work session with the council.
Second.
With council?
With council or among just this committee?
Among ourselves.
Go ahead. Mark.
Wasn't that the proposal to do it among ourselves as committee, correct?
I think for this working session, it makes sense for us to do that, and then maybe invite a member of council or the mayor to that conversation in January where we're discussing the actual RFPs.
For God's sakes, guys, we keep going back to council like a bunch of kids. I mean, they're going to get sick of us. Can I back?
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, man.
Yes, it
Can I
is.
backtrack a bit? Were you saying, Nate, that we were going to vote tonight on having a city staff member be hired to do the support job?
No, so we already voted to propose that to council. So we as a committee are proposing to council that they take that direction. So we have made that motion, and we've already, Jordan's gonna do that. He's gonna talk to the right people and make sure that that gets up to city council, that we as a committee have decided that that is what we want.
What Nate was proposing was.
Wait, what do we want? Be specific, please.
What am I not being specific about? We did not vote. We did not vote as a committee to just hire somebody in that position, because we can't.
Okay.
We voted earlier tonight to make a proposal to council that they consider hiring somebody in a temporary position from
Okay.
January.
All right. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah. So now that's gonna go, Jordan's gonna make sure that gets to council at their next meeting, correct?
Correct. I think what Norm's getting confused about is you had a comment just a few minutes ago about we should have a vote directing me to put these RFPs together.
Yeah.
And to coordinate this work session.
Yeah, sorry, Norm. So the thing that we're talking about now, is we're proposing that we hold another meeting in December,
Yes,
so that we can review what Jordan is able to cobble together from our notes.
Okay.
Before our meeting where we review the 2 RFP proposals.
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So do we want to try and make that motion again?
I don't think we need a motion. I'll work with Janice.
Okay.
Still on contract for a month.
Okay, for that December meeting?
For that, yeah, just give me direction and we'll coordinate through a doodle.
Okay,
Yeah.
So there it is. We'll kick out a doodle
Yeah.
poll tonight or tomorrow to gauge people's availability in December. Please, as soon as you can, review the RFPs in that packet and try to get those notes to Jordan as soon as possible, since they'll have to put together those things pretty quickly. The turnaround will probably be pretty tight. So if we could, as a committee, just agree, like, let's try and do that by end of week this week, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Doodle poll by tonight or tomorrow.
Good enough tomorrow.
Our notes to Jordan by the end of the week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Mark, there's a lovely lady here that came and said that you had spoken to her to come to our meeting. Did you have questions for her that you wanted to ask and have maybe answers so we all hear her? She's been sitting here very patiently listening to us and our banter. Norm?
I asked her, who is this?
Mackenzie from Orla,
From where?
from the Oregon Restaurant Lodging Association. You called me on the phone. And you also called my coworker colleague Steve.
Oh, yes. You made it. Good for you.
Yeah.
Did you want her to speak to us, Norm?
Sure, if she has the time.
Well, one of the things is, though, I don't necessarily know what I need to speak on. If there was questions around tourism or other things, is there any questions you wanted to address?
Basically, I think the best bet would be for you to explain what your organization's all about and what you were responsible for and how it relates to us.
I'm sorry. Your name is
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want
Yes,
to
I'm
start?
Said I'm throwing you under the bus.
No, okay. Well,
Come back with RFP.
We will.
Okay, well, tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I'll be quick because I think so Orla, we are more of I do government affairs, so predominantly I do advocacy. So I am working with the hospitality industry, so a lot of the regional destination marketing, Travel Oregon, Travel Portland, around the state, kind of work with transient lodging tax dollars. They're used in the proper way, as well as with our hoteliers and restaurants to really uplift the industry as a whole. So we work, again, tourism is a very kind of lots of layers. And so from my standpoint, I'm on the advocacy side of things. I think from a standpoint of what you all are doing here and a lot of this conversation, what I really want to encourage you all to do is lean on your destination marketing organization. So Ithaca, the one whose name is on that letter, she is somebody you should pull in to this combo, because I think when it comes to that is their realm, is around, because I think again, what I'm hearing is mostly trying to find strategic use of dollars, of time, to really kind of uplift, take your tourism to the next level is, I think the ideal, because it's an economic driver, right? So when you work with those organizations, and Ithaca's great, I'm actually in a tourism leadership class with her, so I know her personally through that. I think leaning on them just to kind of see what their input and thoughts are around how to hire the position, maybe how you all can be working with that. I just think that would be my suggestion. And obviously, like, I am here as a source for like anything in a sense of like who maybe to contact or might need from like a resource, but I think ultimately I might not be the person with regards to some of the stuff that's like been happening here. But we are, again, we do work the hospitality industry like very, very close. So, and we do, Oregon Liquor Commission trainings. We do OLCC cards, food handler cards. So there's a lot of other like educational things that we offer at Orla that we're also in support. But I think from the other, what you all are talking is much more of the DMO, destination marketing organization, like needing to connect up with them. Because I think they would be great at helping figure out the best, the thing to maximize those dollars and the energy, because it is a lot that you all are doing or trying to do.
Yeah. Can we potentially invite Ithaca to that conversation?
Sure.
When we do our working session?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Whenever we figure out when that is.
Yeah. Any other questions though while I'm
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
And your fellow in the Dells, I forget his name. Yes. There's been a debate in this town about what the concept of TLT is all about. Is the main idea of the TLT to put heads in beds from a 50-mile radius and beyond?
Well, I mean, I think that people might use that term. I truly like how I talk about the TLT and those dollars and those tax dollars is really using it as an economic driver for like the community, right? Like if you were bringing in those tax dollars, the intent is to be funneling it into avenues to bring money back into your economy, right? So whether that's for some folks, heads and beds, for others, again, Cascade Locks does great events, and like I know it's been talked about, and like you have a lot of people coming through pretty constantly because you're on I-84. So just thinking about using those dollars to keep the dollars in the community versus like leaving, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can the TLT fund be used to buy flowers around a community? Because our designation is beautification, and it's always been a debate in this town. In fact, it was shut down years ago. We were not allowed to buy flowers.
I might not have I don't want to be, on the docket here for that one. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to check in with some maybe more pro folks on that.
The big guys. Yes.
Yeah, or I just probably could look up the policy and double check. Yeah.
And I know we have a ballot measure coming up next November, and it involves the TLT, correct?
Doesn't.
Jordan, is that true?
No,
Okay.
we're probably gonna put a food tax on.
No, I'm not talking about Cascade Locks. I'm talking about for the state of Oregon.
There has been a lot of state legislative push to raise the state lodging tax. Yes. So
Okay.
that would be coming up short session, which starts in January, and then kind of ends in like that 3 to 4 month period.
What's the proposal to raise it? How much? Do you know?
I think currently just because the bills haven't been released, I do know that there's just been a multitude of folks, which happened in this last long session. So Oregon Department of Wildlife was one of them, who wanted to raise it 1.5% to help with wolf, I believe, like kind of looking at environmental reasons. And so
Right.
there's been a few proposals, and we'll see what happens the short session.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And if you want to talk state legislative stuff or any of that policy, feel free to call me or email me. Again, happy to answer all those questions.
Anybody else?
No.
Mackenzie, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And again, I am happy to be a resource, and again, I just will continue to encourage you to reach out to Ithaca because she's great. So
If you're, I mean, I assume you might be in a rush, but if you're not, I think we'll probably be done in like 10-15 minutes. If you wanna stick around.
I mean, I'm just in Portland, so
Let's get it.
Yeah.
If you gotta leave, feel free to hang out.
no, nothing, nowhere else to be tonight. So
Okay, well, thank you for being here.
yeah, of course.
Before we move on, we did not finish
I guess we didn't.
with our,
Yeah, yeah.
no, it's okay. We just need to make sure that if we're directing staff to do something, we have to make a motion.
Yes.
So I believe what we agreed on was, asking Jordan and Janice to work on putting together 2 RFPs for our consideration ahead of the January 5th meeting. We'll be able to look at what he's put together at the whatever working session comes out of our doodle poll, but the motion we're looking for right now is directing Jordan to put together 2 RFPs.
Okay. I make a motion that we have Jordan put together.
City staff.
Yeah, city staff put together 2 RFPs. Do I have to get any further?
For our review.
Oh, for our review at our to be determined work session.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I
Aye. Norm?
I said aye.
Okay. Norm is an aye. Sarah, we'll get you unmuted here. We don't need her. She must be.
I had to ask her to unmute, so she
Oh.
had to physically push a button to.
Oh, there she is.
Background noise is bad because I keep getting put on mute.
Yeah, it's rough tonight, but we got you back. Are you in favor of us asking city staff to put together 2 RFPs?
I thought we had 2 RFPs.
So we have multiple RFPs from other areas to review, and we've got RFP from 2019 to 2023. We were asking Jordan to put together 2 RFPs for our review based on our feedback. One for the staff position and one for DMO.
Okay.
Is that an aye?
Yes,
For DMO.
Okay.
Okay,
Explain, please.
I know. I thought,
I'm confused.
What are you confused about, Norm?
DMO. Explain, please.
The marketing organization potential where we would move into an advisory board.
we're just voting on having Jordan put together
Yeah.
2 different options for us to get at our work session. Nothing's being voted on.
Yeah, he's just putting together 2 separate proposals.
RFPs.
Yeah, RFPs. Sorry, thank you for the correction.
Yeah, with the notes that, to include the notes that Norm gave us earlier. Yeah.
We good?
Are we good?
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Item number 10, upcoming events.
You are on 8B.
Oh, 8B. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
Okay, Multnomah Falls kiosk. Is this?
There's nothing in your packet. There is one opening on the Multnomah Falls kiosk. And wanted to know how the commission would be to prioritize selling because it's a really great deal. Don't have like a recorded wait list of people who've been wanting to get on it for a long time. We've got some new businesses in town and we need to some direction about before I open it up to a bidding frenzy. of, it's a $200 a year spot to be on the poster.
I've always been a fan of first.
So I send out an email to like 12 different businesses, and whoever emails me back first is the one that gets it.
Norm, do you have any?
No, I think it's a great avenue for marketing. And I believe there's a waiting list.
I have not found a waiting list anywhere in the tourism files. Like there should be a wait list. It feels like there should be, but I haven't found one.
You could ask Annie about that. Annie used to have to deal with people that she didn't allow on there because they were in line, and there were people that got pretty angry about that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm coming to the committee and asking for feedback on this, is because I want that to be the last thing I do here.
I guess it's the first come, first serve. Whoever's been there gets first crack, right?
I would imagine people on that wait list are people you're reaching out to. You know what I mean? Like people that would like are interested in it.
Right. So if someone says, "Oh, I asked in 2018 and you just can't see my email because it's on some old city server somewhere," do I believe them or?
Yeah.
Is there
I would just say
a deadline for this, Janice? Is there a deadline?
I mean, it's arbitrary. We made it so, or I mean, like I made the deadline, but
when did you make for the deadline?
the end of the year.
Yeah.
It was the end of November for renewals, and then the opening is that the ale house is no longer the ale house. So like, do I go to Whiskey Flats or do I open it up to somebody who's been waiting to get on there for 5 years?
Well, with Whiskey Flats, I mean, well, I'm just thinking if Ale House is no longer there, we start with the
Same building.
Yeah, but we start with a
Who's on the
clean
wait
slate.
list?
We
We
don't.
don't have one. I did guess who would be on the wait list.
Oh, yeah, I did guess.
I
have,
think
but
of it else that was.
Oh, I can't. Businesses that are, but who knows?
In town?
Yeah.
you've got several new tourism facing businesses.
Yeah.
now, and I don't want to
They're
start any
all,
fights.
they're all gonna wanna be on it.
Can we do a lottery? Where people just email you if they're interested, and then you randomly draw one. We can even record it, so people don't think that we show you favoritism.
That's totally fine. I'm happy to do that. I just needed a little bit of
That's a
direction, so
good
like I
idea.
am not
That's a
starting
great
an advertising. fight.
Actually, what about this? If there really is no waiting list, because it got lost in the abyss, what if we did a lottery this time and to say, if you're interested, after the lottery pool, in future opportunities, email me so we can put you on the wait list.
We can start a new list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Are we all comfortable with that approach?
Yes, but I don't think you're going to get any marketing out of Whiskey Flats. It's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
My second follow-up for that is the kiosk is due for a redesign. How do you want to proceed?
Where's the kiosk?
So it's a poster when you walk through that little tunnel to go under I-84 to Multnomah Falls. There's a poster that says "Visit Cascade Locks," and then it's got 10 little spots at the bottom of it where businesses can place their advertisements.
Okay.
The poster itself is due for an update.
Well, actually, it's a backlit sign. There's lighting behind it. That's why it stands.
That's good. It's getting dark at like 3 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we put that on the agenda for next week? I mean, time wise, are we good?
I mean, we'll have, at that point, we'll have to do name too, so. Okay, let's put it on our January 5th agenda.
You want me to solicit proposals from designers? Would that be something in the meantime that would be helpful to help make that decision in January?
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Norm, Sarah, you guys okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Do we have to make a motion for that one?
No, you can just say, Janice, go do that.
Chance, go do that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
In the Gorge audio.
So she did not,
She has hopped on twice and then
Oh.
asked me to text her when we were ready, so.
so she will be joining us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we need to do about this evening?
So,
What is?
So for the Gorge audio tour, which is next on your agenda, she has submitted the proposal that was requested
Right.
when she came in and presented.
Yeah.
And she's just making herself available for questions.
Oh, for
about that
questions?
proposal.
Okay. Well, is this something that everybody is feeling comfortable diving into this evening?
Yeah, so Emily is here online.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Emily.
I am like,
Oh, there she is.
Well, do you want me to speak?
well, so Emily, you are here to talk about Gorge audio tours.
Yes. So I came a month ago and spoke with those of you that were there. And I submitted a proposal last week. And so I'm just here to answer any questions. If you have any follow-up information or things you're concerned about, here to answer those questions. I can give an overview of the project too, if that's helpful.
I don't think we really have time to talk about it as a committee.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have the presentation and then we just,
And you have now received the written proposal that has the budget on it. That was what was requested.
oh, is that? That was one
Yeah.
of those
It looks like this. And you-
80 pieces that were on my floor.
Oh, that's purple packet.
Right before the Willamette Week Media Kit.
Boy, I pulled that out. Okay.
Yeah, so then.
Yeah, I remember she made a presentation to us,
Yeah,
but
really awesome.
we did not discuss it.
No,
But then I think I had mentioned it's not Main Street that's doing another QR thing. Someone else is doing another one privately. I would like to do a little bit more homework on that because I think someone locally is also doing a QR guide.
For the same kind of thing, Sarah?
Yes, for
Okay.
history, culture in our town here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that. I'd love to know who's doing that.
Yeah. That's why I just thought about it. We did not discuss this. So I would like to get into more detail and I can find out. And I don't know, maybe you guys can collab or something. I don't know. I just would like to do a little bit more research into it.
Okay.
Is the cost in the package
Yes.
tonight? Okay, that's what I was looking for after the last meeting. So I'll just pick up a package tomorrow or something.
Okay.
Do you have a proposal?
Yeah.
A suggestion? Can you go over that,
Sure.
please?
So I don't know, Janice, is there any way that you could pull it up on the screen?
Take a second, I can certainly try.
well, I think your grandbaby was being born when she gave her proposal, Norm.
Yeah.
Actually, I was there for that one. I missed council.
Yeah, so I gave a PowerPoint last time, and then this is just the actual proposal. So everything is what I talked about before. Just kind of goes over what I had in the PowerPoint, kind of the goals, that this is to enhance visitor experience and welcomability and cultural understanding and respect of Cascade Locks itself. And then in the proposal, I include the different, like what would happen at each month along the way. So the gist of it is I would make a bundle of audio stories with quite a few different narrators. I wouldn't be the narrator of any of the stories. It'd be local people, people that have stories about the geology or the building of the locks and that kind of thing. The main question, I think, for you guys, if you're still excited about the proposal, would be whether you would want to host the files yourself, or if you would want the Columbia Gorge Tourism Alliance, which I'm a part of, to do that for you. And there's benefits. There's pros and cons to both ways, I guess you could say that. So that's what I illuminated in the proposal. And then the last page is the budget. So it's cheaper if you don't want to host the audio on your website, if you don't want to be responsible for the website upkeep and that kind of thing. We're happy to take care of that. It's an additional extra cost.
So how does it plug into your website? You own the website, correct?
Yeah, so what we've done, and we could even actually look at them if we wanted to. This is where Janice would help again. If you go, so there's a website called accessiblegorge.com, and that's where we have all of the audio stories for the different hiking trails that we've done this for. So we've done it over on the Washington side on 5 different hiking trails, and we're doing it on the Oregon side for 6 additional trails. So what's nice about putting it there is it's with a collection of other stories, but really the benefit is that we host the audio. So when you click the QR code, it just directly plays. Like there's no website you have to go to. Like the QR code just links to the actual MP3 file and starts playing. Once that happens, then people can listen to it. You could still link to the stories on your Cascade Lock website or anywhere else you want to have them in addition. But what's nice about if we host the MP3s that are connected to the QR codes, then we, maintain the upkeep of the QR codes and we have the MP3 files that play automatically. So does that help explain?
Yes, and you do the signage also?
Yeah, so the budget doesn't include new large signs. It includes the QR decals and a small sign at a kiosk, like a introductory sign.
Yes.
I can send you photos again if you want, but it's not the budget doesn't include brand new interpretive signs or anything like that. They would go on existing signs. Or if you were putting in new signs, we could put them on that.
How many signs?
I would think you would have at least 1 sign per audio. But if you had, right now, there's those interpretive signs at Thunder Island. So you could have a few stories there. But you want 1 QR code per audio story because they're individual MP3 files.
Okay.
So but on 1 sign, you could put a couple, But I'm thinking you would have it in along the park area. But maybe there's other places you guys would want them.
I think it's a really cool opportunity. I would probably need to think we need a committee to workshop where we would be putting them. But,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think it's a cool opportunity to do some really creative storytelling around some iconic pieces of, I think, the prettiest part of the gorge.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few really rich stories that want to be told, and you can tell a lot more through an audio than you can through a sign, and you can get that the narrator that has that personal connection, or is the person with the story, or is connected to the family of the story. Like we talked about, like the Martin family, the Martin Carr mystery, or, native fishing, the scaffolds fishing happening right there, the building of the locks. There's a lot of, I don't need to tell you, you guys love your town, you know about your town, but I think it would be really fun to tell those stories. So,
well, then we get inherent too. So if we're trying to drive tourism out here, we can sell that and have an influencer come out and do the tour and record themselves, like, being inspired by what they're hearing. So there's opportunities that go beyond just enhancing the experience, but also just like go back out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can also put in some sustainability messages, or go buy some coffee down, support Main Street. There's ways to, without it being promotional, but you can, add a few little things like that into the narrative too, I'm sure, if you wanted.
Does anybody else have any other questions? I appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
I know we kept you waiting for a while.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just wondering, how you guys would like to kind of review the proposal and what next steps might be.
I think we probably need to talk about it in the group. And like I said, we need to brainstorm what we think makes sense in terms of having 10 audio stories spread throughout Cascade Locks. But I would say we add this as an additional item January 5th for us to have that, so that we can get back to that January 5th meeting.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Yeah. And if you wanted more than 10 audio stories, you could do 20, right? Like it can be scaled appropriately if that felt like that wasn't robust enough or something, if you wanted to.
Right. That'd be some fun holiday homework for us to think about what stories do with.
Start making a list of all the things that you can think of in town that you'd like to hear a story about.
Yeah.
The mural, PCT, the trailhead,
the bridge,
the landslide. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the fire, there's so much. Why Whiskey Flats was the original name.
Well, I learned a ton too, because I came here last year.
This is awesome. I love it. I think it's especially when you see that commercial now with the two young people on their phone in, I think it's Korea, and they tell their phone, we can only be in this museum for an hour. What should we go see? And it takes them on and I think I thought of you when that it's about all the different pieces. I went, oh, see, that is so cool.
Well, that's how I like to explain it to my friends when they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's like a museum tour where you put on your headphones and you get the interpretive information. You figure out why, like, what are you looking at and why it's so special. Totally. Yeah.
We can put stuff down at the port without permission from them. We have to get permission from people to do
I'm sure we're going to have to. I mean, there's probably a whole legal thing behind all of this, and her getting the stories and writing them and being,
Well, Norm, Sarah,
well, that hasn't come up too much, but of course, permission to get the QR codes on the sign, right? So if it's the city or the port or whoever owns the signage, and making sure it's the right color and all of that. But I haven't had, knock on wood, issues with legality of storytelling. I mean, I think people, I don't know. I think people are in good faith saying, this is this is what I want to share. But you get, you vet your narrators and make sure that
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norms, do you have any questions for Emily before we give her back for the rest of her Monday night?
Hey, Emily, thank you for showing up, and I apologize for us being goofballs. We can't make a decision tonight, but we will do it. We can
Oh,
do it.
that's
on the
okay.
next meeting.
Yes. So
You're
just so I understand, is there anything else you guys need from me to make that decision, or are you good with what I've provided?
I think you've done a great job. You're a pro, lady. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think this would be a fun project to work with you guys on, so I look forward to hearing what you guys think. Thank you for the time, too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay. Bye.
I think I've not heard of it.
Okay. Moving on. But I probably buried it, huh? Did I bury the actual agenda?
Cascade Lots Holiday Events, December 6th.
Yes, yeah. Janice, you want to talk about events?
We posted a list of things that was going on. Pretty solid weekend.
I did want to bring to attention to the group, and I'm going to keep it in my folder for possibly next year. These are all over Stevenson, and they're Christmas in the Gorge. Now, we are included in it, but it's a great little flyer. They're putting them in for, I mean, this is so cool. It's got a nice little blurb about Christmas in the Gorge and the businesses. It's got a map.
It's got a cooking hall.
It's got it's got tree lightings, holiday events, shopping. It could have a ton more in here. So it looks like they kind of did it on the fly, because I know there's so much more going on. But I think this is kind of the vision that maybe Heather had, and we just didn't have the time. So
Is there a flyer? The Cascade Lots stuff? It's all digital right now.
yeah. So I grabbed this, gonna keep it in my pocket. It's October, and this is just Stevenson and Carson and North Bonneville, but it's pretty cool. You just take home, pop up on the refrigerator, you get to see.
It's a good opportunity for collaboration to put your stuff in there.
Yes,
Because they're already doing all of that work of putting it together.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. We could do both sides of the river, and anyway, so nice. And then Gorgeous Beer Company Polar Plunge.
Yep, Travis reached out to let us know that Gorgeous is doing their Polar Plunge again on January 1st. This is, I think, their 4th or 5th annual Polar Plunge, and they take a little parade of people from the brewery down to the park, and they jump in the river, and there's bagpipes involved. It's a lot of fun. So the plunge itself is free, and then there's a optional buffet brunch that they do for $30 that you can reserve on.
Nice. Is that raising money for?
I know they were looking for a nonprofit beneficiary, but I don't know that they landed on one just yet. And if they were looking for something kid related, but a lot of those have stipulations about not being alcohol.
Yes, yes.
So I don't know what they landed on from that. I sent them some recommendations, but yeah.
Okay. Very cool. SCLHM report.
I did not create a written report for you for this meeting. I was just going to run through the little wrap-up items that I have on my list. Those include finalizing what you need for your Multnomah Falls kiosk and your the co-op ad with Winter Publishing, and then just doing the little admin wrap-up things to hand the whole package of information back over to Jordan. I'm doing some cleanup on your so that when you do have someone else in this for you, they don't have to dig around looking for wait lists. That's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Last item on the agenda is committee member reports. Heather is not here. So Sarah, do you have something for the group?
Nope, I don't have anything tonight.
Okay. All right, I'll move myself last since I'm officially sharing this. Miranda is not here. Norm, do you have a committee member update for the group?
Yes, the signage that I was talking about on Wanapa. After speaking with Marley Boxler over at Troutdale, ODOT is not the way to go. ODOT is broke. ODOT will charge us for signs nowadays. I did reach out to ODOT, so I'm taking another avenue. I am dealing with individual businesses that will allow us to put signage on their property for bathrooms, especially from both sides, public bathrooms. And then I noticed in the meantime, Janice has a sign up on port property for a visitor center or info center. However, you can only see it from the east. So is that through Oregon Trails, Janice? I noticed it went up a couple weeks ago.
Are you talking about the Oregon Trail National Historic Trail signs?
Yes.
Those have been there for a long time. They are specific to the National Historic Trail. And they were actually originally put up for the Sternwheeler Museum back when that was like the visitor center. But we do have, we are on that trail. That is through the National Park Service is who does those signs. And I don't know who put the bathroom signs on those signs in the interim in the last month. Those were very mysterious. But that's definitely the shiny new thing that's on those.
Where are there are bathroom signs now?
So the reason that those signs look different than they have for the last at least 6 years is because someone put brown people bathroom signs on the same post, and I don't know if that went through the National Park Service or not.
Well, the signs I'm planning on doing, I'm going to volunteer the metal as a business. I'm going to talk to what is it, Main Street Cascade Locks to see if they can provide wood, and then we'll get them in, at least announcing the bathrooms. And I think from the west end, your sign that's in front of port property doesn't show people where to turn. So maybe that might be another sign that says
yeah, so there's ODOT signs, and then there's Travel Information Council signs as well, which is a different state entity that does like visitor signage, and it's separate from Travel Oregon too. That is who does like the big freeway signs that say like attractions and food and gas stations. And we pay $1,000 each to be on those. It's not a free thing.
And if you don't pay, they take you down.
And they will take you down, and they have a wait list of people to come back.
Yes, they do.
That's on the 84 is what you're referring to, right? Yeah, I've seen that.
They do a lot of different signs. I don't know if I know which visitor center signs you're talking about. They have that little logo on them. That's
right.
They may be the not a.
Well, now.
What was that?
I think somebody's phone vibrated. Okay. All right, Norm, anything else?
Pardon?
Anything else, Norm?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Sally.
The only thing for some reason, I got this in my mailbox. And this is one of the magazines that we were looking at advertised in, and we didn't have hard copy. It just showed up.
Miraculously.
Yeah, Tom went and got the mail, and I went, and it doesn't have it came to anybody. It just has the QR, the little barcode on it. So I just thought I'd bring it and keep it with my stuff. So next time we have it, but we have a hard copy of 1869.
Right on. Yes, I see it.
Yeah, it is pretty cool magazine.
It's well designed on the front.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Feels cool. So, it looks like it.
Sally, what magazine is that?
1859. Remember when we were looking? Yeah.
Yeah, I get that every month, actually. They'll mail it out. It's a great magazine.
I've never gotten it. And it's not a cheap magazine. It's $6
I know.
on the newsstand, or $5.95 on the newsstand. So, but it was in my mailbox, so
That's cheap nowadays, Sally.
That's true. I don't buy magazines. Sad about
Do you like that one, Norm?
I think it's a great magazine. The only problem with them is that they do not have distribution anymore in the normal fashion. You have to go to a bookstore or a library or whatever to get access to the magazine. And I think they did that because they were cranking out 75,000 copies years ago. And you cannot afford that nowadays. It's insane, the cost of paper. Hey, I had a question. Maybe somebody can answer this. I've seen all over town. I saw them at Skamania Lodge, these, it's like a flyer and a card for the Christmas tree event. Who printed those? Does anybody know?
the scavenger hunt. Or
No,
the-
it's your Christmas tree event that Heather is organizing. Did Heather print those?
Heather printed and distributed flyers for the retro Christmas tree show.
Yes.
Yeah, Heather did that herself.
Wow. She really got them out there. They are everywhere.
Oh.
In fact, they were going to throw them away at the lodge. And I said, wait a minute. Hold on.
Heather's really passionate about those trees.
Apparently.
That's
I kind of feel bad. All right, Heidi, anything for your
The only thing I have is, was anything added to that original, like, little poster thing that you sent us, for the six? Was anything else added?
Nothing was added. The one at Whiskey Flats was removed because they are not hosting a craft fair.
Okay,
I'm not sure what happened there, but I did take them off before sending that out.
oh, okay. That was it for me.
Okay, the only thing I have is this is the last meeting, Janice, the last official meeting. Yeah, you have a work session now, you're welcome.
Yeah.
But this is the last meeting, the museum is supporting, the last official meeting. So I just wanted to thank Janice, and I know Amber hasn't been here for a minute, but Janice and Amber for all the work that they did to support this committee over the last, 4, 5, 6 years?
2.5, but yes.
Oh.
2.5.
The second RFP was from 2023, that's the one.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for everything you've contributed. I know that this is not an easy job. But I definitely appreciate you getting me rolled into this, and helping me along the way. I've been here for a year and a half now. So it's like you were with me getting around, and I appreciate everything you and Amber did.
Thank you for your service, Janice.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and adjourn. All right, we're adjourned at 8:07. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Jen, do you know what happened to all the pictures and stuff that were